Welcome to Stoic Today, YouTube. We're truly honored you've found your way here, because this isn't just a channel, it's a refuge. A place where strength is forged, clarity is reclaimed, and a version of you the world hasn't met yet finally rises. Before we dive in, take one intentional step. Click the subscribe button, leave a meaningful comment, and join a growing movement of warriors, thinkers, and rebuilders walking their path with purpose. Thank you for being here. Now prepare yourself for a message that might just shift the direction of your life. Wake up and rebuild yourself. What if hitting rock bottom wasn't your breaking point, but your breakthrough? What if every disappointment, every loss, every betrayal was never meant to end you, but to forge you? Because destruction doesn't equal defeat. Sometimes it's the universe clearing out the noise so you can finally hear your truth. You don't rebuild by waiting. You rebuild by deciding, by standing in the ashes and saying, "This is not where I end, this is where I begin again stronger, wiser, sharper." That pain you're carrying, it can become purpose. That failure you fear, it can become fuel. But only if you stop surviving and start rebuilding. Brick by brick, with new standards, new focus, and a fire inside you that wasn't there before. You don't need to be rescued. You need to wake up and rise. There's a reason we remember the phoenix, because it doesn't rise from comfort, luxury, or ease. It's born out of complete collapse, from ruins, from fire, from being reduced to nothing. Maybe that's where you are right now. Maybe life hit you so hard you're still struggling to breathe. Maybe you lost everything: your direction, your identity, your hope. But listen closely. Just because you're broken doesn't mean you're finished. It means you're ready to rebuild. And this time, stronger than you ever imagined. Rebuilding isn't about patching up cracks, it's about demolition and redesign. You don't renovate a weak foundation, you tear it down and pour concrete deeper than before. This isn't just about healing. It's about reinventing. And reinvention is war. You can't whisper your way into power. You can't gently drift into excellence. If you want to rise, you've got to kill who you used to be, lazy you, the scared you, the one who always made excuses. That version doesn't belong in the life you're building. That version, it dies today. The world will test you. It will push you to your limits, throw doubt in your face, tell you to quit. Good, let it. Because pressure makes diamonds. Fire purifies gold. And the struggle, it's proof. You're in the process of transformation. But here's the secret. Rebuilding is not about feelings. It's about action, discipline, showing up when no one's watching, doing the work when there's no applause. Because when you rebuild yourself in silence, the world has no choice but to watch in awe when you rise. So what now? You can sit in your pain. You can replay your failures like a broken record. Or you can get up right now and start rebuilding brick by brick, step by step, with relentless, unshakable consistency. The question is not, can you do it? The question is, will you? It's time to rise. Failure is not your enemy. Staying down as every setback is a setup for a stronger comeback. Think about it. What do all great people have in common? They've been knocked down. They've lost. They've failed. And not just once, over and over again. But here's the difference. They did not let failure define them. They let it refine them. Too many people see failure as a full stop, as the end of the rope. They fall, and instead of getting up, they start making excuses. They blame the world. They blame circumstances. They blame bad luck. But that mindset, that's what keeps people stuck. That's what keeps them from ever rebuilding, ever rising, ever becoming the person they were meant to be. Failure is not the enemy. It's the lesson. It's the teacher that shows you where you need to be stronger, sharper, more disciplined. Every time you fail, you're given a choice. You can stay down, or you can get back up with a new strategy, a new mindset, a new level of hunger. And that choice, that's what separates the weak from the strong. Look at history. Look at every success story you admire. It was not built on wins alone. It was built on losses, on struggle, on moments of doubt where everything seemed impossible. But those who made it, they did not quit when things got hard. They used failure as fuel. They use it to sharpen their skills, to toughen their minds, to rebuild themselves into something
greater than before. When you hit the ground, when life throws you into the dirt, that's the moment you decide who you are. Will you be the person who stays there, who accepts defeat, or will you be the one who refuses to be broken, who uses failure as a foundation to build something unstoppable? The truth is, failure is inevitable. You can't avoid it. You can't outrun it. You will fail. And if you have not yet, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. You're not stepping outside of your comfort zone. Because real growth, it only happens when you take risks, when you chase something bigger than yourself. But here's the key. You don't just survive failure. You use it. You learn from it. You let it shape you into something better. The pain, the embarrassment, the frustration, it's not there to destroy you. It's there to prepare you, to strip away the weaknesses, to show you exactly what you need to work on. Most people never rebuild because they never move past the pain of failing. They let it break them instead of build them. They get stuck in their heads, replaying the mistakes, the missed opportunities, the moments they could have done something differently. But staying in that mindset, that's what keeps you from moving forward. You can't rebuild yourself if you're still living in the wreckage of your past failures. You have to let it go. Take the lesson, take the wisdom, and then move fast. Every second you waste feeling sorry for yourself is a second you could be using to get stronger, smarter, better. And here's the harsh reality. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's going to pick you up and rebuild you. That's your job, your responsibility. You can sit there waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect conditions, or you can take what you have right now and start building. Even if it's just one small step, even if it's just one small change in your mindset, the greatest transformations don't happen overnight. They happen in the daily grind, in the moments when no one is watching, in the times when everything in you wants to quit but you push forward anyway. That's where real rebuilding happens. So don't fear failure, don't run from it, use it, own it. Let it be the fire that forges you into something unbreakable. Growth demands sacrifice. Who you were can't take you where you need to go. People talk about change like it's a choice you can make without consequences. Like you can grow into a new version of yourself while holding on to everything that made you weak. But that's not how it works. The truth is, if you want to rebuild yourself, you have to be willing to kill the old version of you. That version, the one who procrastinates, who makes excuses, who backs down when things get hard, that version has to die. It does not deserve to come with you into the future you're trying to build. You can't rebuild on a foundation of weakness. You can't step into the next level of your life while dragging the same habits, the same mindset, the same fears that held you back before. Think about it. Every time you try to level up, the old version of you fights to stay alive. It resists change. It clings to comfort. It whispers excuses in your ear, telling you that you can take it easy, that you can start tomorrow, that you don't have to push yourself. That voice, that's the old you fighting for survival. And if you listen to it, you stay the same. You repeat the same cycles. You stay stuck in the same patterns, wondering why nothing in your life ever changes. But when you kill that voice, when you silence those excuses, that's when transformation happens. That's when you start to rebuild yourself into someone who can't be stopped. But make no mistake, this process is not pretty. It's painful. Because killing the old you means giving up the things that once brought you comfort. It means letting go of friendships that keep you stuck. It means breaking habits that feel good in the moment but destroy you in the long run. It means stepping into uncertainty, walking into discomfort, facing your fears head on. Most people are not willing to do that. They want change, but they don't want the sacrifice that comes with it. They want success, but they don't want to kill the laziness, the bad habits, the weak mindset that keeps them from earning it. And that's why most people stay the same. That's why they never rebuild, never evolve, never become anything more than what they've always been. But you're different. You would not be here if you were not. If you truly want to rebuild yourself, you have to be willing to burn down everything that does not serve you. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and be brutally honest about what needs to go. Not just the obvious things, the unhealthy habits, the distractions, the wasted time, but the deeper things. The way you think, the way you talk to yourself, the way you let fear control your decisions. Every thought, every action, every belief that is not pushing you forward is holding you back. And if it's holding you back, it has no place in your life. The reason most people fail at rebuilding themselves is because they try to negotiate with their old self. They think they can keep just a little bit of their comfort, just a little bit of their excuses, just a little bit of their bad habits, and still move forward. But you can't negotiate with weakness. You either kill it or it kills you. You want to rebuild? Then you have to be ruthless. You have to look at the old you like an enemy. Not with pity, not with nostalgia, with the cold, hard truth that if you let that version of you stay alive, it will destroy your future. So the question is, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to let go of the person you were so you can become the person you were meant to be? Because if you are, if you can truly commit to killing the old version of you, then nothing, not failure, not fear, not doubt, can stop you from rebuilding into something stronger, something unstoppable. The world will question you, people will doubt you, but their voices don't matter. Yours does. Every time you try to elevate, to change, to rebuild yourself into something greater, expect resistance. Expect people to laugh, to doubt, to tell you that you can't do it. Some will say it directly. Others will disguise it with fake concern. Are you sure this is the right path? Maybe you should slow down. What if it does not work? They'll project their own fears onto you, their own insecurities, their own failures. Because deep down watching you, rise forces them to face the truth about themselves. And most people can't handle that. But here's the thing, you don't need their validation. You don't need their approval. And you definitely don't need their permission. Too many people let doubt kill their dreams before they even start. One negative comment, one person saying that's impossible, and suddenly they shrink back. They start questioning themselves. They let the world's opinions become their reality. But let's be clear, if you allow other people to control your mindset, they will control your life. If you let them plant seeds of doubt in your mind, those seeds will grow, and before you know it, you'll be standing in a forest of limitations, none of which were real to begin with. Rebuilding yourself means blocking out the noise. It means understanding that your voice is the only one that matters. Not your friends, not your family, not society, just you. Because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to live with the results of your decisions. So what will it be? Will you listen to them? The ones who never chased their dreams? The ones who settled for a mediocre life and now want you to do the same? Or will you listen to yourself, to that voice inside you that knows you are meant for more? Understand this. Doubt from others is not a sign that you're on the wrong path. It's proof that you're doing something worth noticing. Nobody doubts the person who stays the same. Nobody questions the one who never takes risks. People only talk when you start to break away. So let them talk, let them doubt, let them question your every move. While they're busy watching, you're busy working. While they're laughing, you're building. And one day, when they see what you've become, they would not have anything left to say. But this is not just about the voices around you. The real battle is with the voice inside your own head. The one that whispers, what if they're right? The one that tells you, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should give up. That voice, that's the real enemy. Because no outside opinion can stop you unless you let it in. No amount of doubt from others can hold you back unless you believe it yourself. So you have to train your mind to silence the noise, to recognize that doubt, whether from others or from yourself, is just fear disguised as logic. And fear, it's a liar. It tells you that you can't. But what it really means is that you can. And that terrifies people who never tried. The key to rebuilding yourself is faith in your own voice. The ability to stand tall when everyone tells you to sit down. The strength to move forward when the world is pulling you back. And most importantly, the mindset to bet on yourself even when nobody else does. Because one day they'll see what you've built. One day they'll realize they were wrong about you. But by then their opinion would not even matter because you did not do it for them. You did it for you. Motivation fades. Discipline builds empires. You don't wait to feel like it. You do it anyway. Too many people are waiting to feel inspired, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for motivation to strike like lightning and push them into action. But that's why they never move. That's why they stay stuck in the same cycle of procrastination, excuses, and regret. Because motivation, it's unreliable. It comes and goes. One day you wake up, fired up, ready to take on the world. The next day you don't even want to get out of bed. If you're relying on motivation, you'll never be consistent. You'll only work when you feel like it. And feelings, they lie. They tell you to take it easy, to start tomorrow, to skip today's work, because one day off would not hurt. But that's the trap. That's how people lose before they even begin. Because success is not built on what you do when you feel good. It's built on what you do when you don't. Discipline is the difference. Discipline is what separates those who achieve from those who only dream. It's showing up when you're tired. It's working when nobody is watching. It's pushing yourself past the point where most people quit. The strongest people in the world are not the most talented. They are not the ones with the best ideas or the most potential. They are the ones who keep going when others stop. They don't ask themselves, do I feel like doing this today? They ask themselves what needs to be done and then they do it. No questions, no excuses. That's the mindset you need to rebuild yourself, because right now you might be broken. You might be lost. You might feel like there's no way forward. But the truth is, the way forward is simple. Do the work even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Because every day you have a choice. You can be controlled by your emotions, by your moods, by your fleeting bursts of motivation. Or you can take control. You can decide that no matter how you feel, you will show up. You will put in the effort. You will move forward. And here's the thing. Discipline is not just about grinding. It's not about working yourself into the ground without a purpose. It's about building a system that guarantees results. It's about creating habits that make success automatic. Think about it. If you rely on motivation, you have to make a decision every day. Do I feel like doing this? But if you rely on discipline, there is no decision. You do it because it's who you are. It's part of your identity. And when that happens, you don't need motivation anymore. You become the type of person who just gets it done. That's how you rebuild yourself. That's how you turn weakness into strength. You stop depending on bursts of inspiration and you start mastering your mind. Because once you master your mind, nothing can stop you. It would not matter if you're tired. It would not matter if people doubt you. It would not matter if life throws obstacles in your path. You will keep moving, keep growing, keep building, because discipline has made you unstoppable. So don't wait for motivation. Don't wait to feel ready. Decide right now that no matter what happens, you will show up. You will do the work. You will build the future you want, whether you feel like it or not. Pain is not your enemy. It's your greatest teacher. It shows you what needs to change. Most people run from pain. The moment they feel discomfort, they stop. The moment things get hard, they back down. They think pain is a sign to quit, a signal that they're on the wrong path. But the truth? Pain is the greatest tool for transformation you will ever have. Pain exposes weakness. It reveals where you're soft, where you're lacking, where you need to be stronger. It does not lie. It does not sugarcoat. It gives you the raw, unfiltered truth about who you are and what you need to work on. And that truth, that's what rebuilds you. If you avoid pain, you avoid growth. If you hide from struggle, you hide from strength. You cannot become your best self while living in comfort. Growth only happens in discomfort, in challenge, in the moments when you're pushed beyond your limits. Think about it. Every major breakthrough in your life came from a moment of struggle. A moment where you were tested, where things got so difficult, you did not think you could keep going. But you did. And because of that, you became stronger. You learned. You adapted. You built a version of yourself that could handle more than before. That's what pain does. It forces you to grow, but only if you embrace it. Only if you stop seeing it as something to fear and start seeing it as a tool. The gym is the perfect example. You lift weights and your muscles break down. They tear apart. It's painful. But if you let them heal, they come back stronger, bigger, more powerful. That's how all growth works. Life is no different. Every time you face pain, whether it's failure, loss, rejection, or disappointment, you are being given a choice. Will you let this break you or will you let it build you? Weak people let pain destroy them. They complain. They feel sorry for themselves. They blame the world. They let one setback turn into an identity. I failed, so I must be a failure. I got rejected, so I must not be good enough. That mindset, that's what keeps people stuck. That's what stops them from ever rebuilding themselves into something greater. But strong people, they see pain differently. They use it. They feel it. They acknowledge it, but they don't let it control them. They take the lesson, adjust, and keep moving forward. They don't waste time asking, why me? They ask, what can I learn from this? How can this make me better? Because every pain you experience is shaping you. If you've ever been betrayed, now you know how to spot fake people. If you've ever failed, now you know what does not work. If you've ever been rejected, now you know how to build resilience. Every scar you carry is proof that you survived, proof that you've been tested and did not break. The ones who rebuild themselves are the ones who don't fear pain. They respect it. They understand that every challenge, every hardship, every difficult moment is molding them into something greater. They don't pray for an easy life. They pray for the strength to handle a hard one. So stop avoiding pain. Stop running from struggle. Face it. Lean into it, because on the other side of that pain is your next level. On the other side is the person you were meant to become. Pain is the price of greatness. The question is, are you willing to pay it? The work is never finished. There is no final destination, no moment where you arrive and say, I've made it. Because the second you stop growing, you start dying. Most people think success is a place, a finish line. They believe that once they reach a certain goal, they can relax, take it easy, stop pushing. But that's why they fall. That's why they lose. Because the second you slow down, the second you get comfortable, life will remind you that nothing stays the same. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. There is no standing still. Rebuilding yourself is not something you do once. It's something you do every single day. Every morning you wake up, you have a choice. To push forward or to fall back. To evolve or to decay. The greatest people in the world, the ones who dominate their fields, who achieve it,
The highest levels, who stay at the top for decades, understand this. They never stop. They don't celebrate too long. They don't dwell on their victories. The moment they hit one goal, they set another. They stay hungry. They keep climbing because they know that the second they stop growing, they've already started losing. But most people don't think like this. They hit a goal and they get comfortable. They let up. They ease off the gas. And what happens? They fall. Athletes who stop training, businesses that stop innovating, individuals who stop learning, all of them collapse because they believe they were finished. They believe the work was done. But the truth is, there is no finish line. No matter how far you've come, no matter how much you've built, there is always another level, always another mountain to climb. That does not mean you can't celebrate your progress. That does not mean you can't take pride in how far you've come. But it does mean that you never settle, that you never let yourself believe that you've done enough, because the second you stop working, someone else is working. The second you stop growing, life starts pushing you backward. And if you let it, you will wake up one day wondering how you lost everything you once worked for. So stay sharp, stay hungry, keep learning, keep evolving every day. Look for ways to improve. Even when you're winning, even when things are good, ask yourself, how can I be better? Because that's the difference between people who succeed for a moment and people who succeed for a lifetime. It's easy to rebuild yourself when you're at rock bottom, when everything is broken and you have no choice but to rise. But what about when things are good? What about when you've made progress? When you've built something strong, do you keep pushing? Do you stay disciplined? Or do you relax thinking the hard part is over? The hard part is never over. Welcome to Stoic Today, YouTube. This isn't just another video, it's your reminder that growth is a lifetime commitment. It doesn't end when you hit a goal. That's just the beginning. You set another. You aim higher. You evolve. Because the moment you stop growing, you start falling backward. And often, it's not failure that breaks us. It's comfort. So don't let success soften your edge. Don't let routine trap your potential. Keep moving. Keep building. Keep rebuilding. Because the only way to stay great is to never stop improving. Right now, you're at a crossroads. You can stay the same looping through excuses, habits, and distractions. Or you can make the decision that changes everything. No more waiting. No more delays. No more blaming circumstances. Your future doesn't start someday. It starts the moment you take responsibility for it today. If this message sparked something inside you, don't let it fade. Drop a comment below. What's the first step you're committing to today to level up your life, your mindset, and your mission? And if you're serious, not just hyped for a moment, but ready to transform them, take that next step, subscribe to Stoic today, right now. Because this isn't a one-time dose of motivation. It's a process, a mindset, a transformation. And I'll be right here pushing you, challenging you, and reminding you who you're capable of becoming. Let's build something extraordinary together. Let's create the life you were meant to live. Let's spread this mindset to those who need it, because the world needs more builders, not bystanders. Thank you for showing up. This isn't just content, it's a call to rise, to rewire your future, and reclaim your power. Subscribe to Stoic today for high-impact, soul-shifting content that fuels real growth. Share your first step in the comments. Your courage may be someone else's catalyst. Send this to someone who needs to hear. The next chapter starts now. Let's get to work. Your time is now.